Hello, everyone. It's Mary Weber, Travel Guru Girl. Welcome to June's uh, newsletter. I'm going to do the presentation that will hopefully give you some ideas and some more in-depth information rather than just reading when I send a newsletter. So lots of ideas for you. Uh, and when we do have group trips, we do need commitments from you. So that would be helpful. But we also need to know where you might be interested in going, because I can give you lots of ideas, but if that's not where you want to go, then that's not very helpful either. So I'm going to go on with the presentation and give you some ideas. And please remember, different destinations have different ways to do it, many different companies that offer it. And so these are just touching on the ways that we can do some of it. So with Travel Girls on the Go, you have the safety of traveling in a group. Uh, the safety also of meeting new people and making new friends. And there's many options for different styles of travel. There's many small group companies that are 8 to 16 people, and they will roommate match. We've done Greece, we've done Danube River Cruise, we've done a Western Caribbean cruise, we've done Nashville, and we have some more ideas coming up. So here's a picture of Glenda. Glenda is the host on our ladies' trips. And so if you're interested in going on a ladies' trip, then Glenda will be the lead on those trips. And in the past, when we've had ladies get together, they started out as strangers, but now they're forever friends. So it just goes to show women always make the most out of any time that they travel. And it's a good opportunity to meet new people and also make new friends. So Eastern Caribbean cruise with Glenda, February 15th to 25th. The stops will be St. Thomas, St. Martin, Antigua, St. Kitts, and not San Juan, it's actually Tortola. They haven't changed it on the map. It's a great winter getaway. If you've not booked anything for the winter, then you might remember last winter was not the best winter and you might want to plan ahead. For this particular cruise, all we need is $286 for the deposit, and if you change your mind, then it's refundable until final payment, which is due in November. It comes with a Princess Cruise package, drinks, Wi-Fi, gratuities, desserts, etc. Based on double occupancy, a balcony would be around $3,600, and your air and cruise would be on top of that. So great ports and great getaway. If you like beaches, these have they're the ultimate destination to see great beaches. I've been to all of them, and you'll certainly enjoy that destination. Things to know: your passport should be good for 6 months past your travel. You may need a visa in certain destinations, certain countries. Most common ones are Egypt, Brazil, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, but also if you go to the UK and Australia, you will require an ETA. And those are done online for the most part. So it might take a while to fill out the form, but it's not expensive. And it's basically is attached to your passport. In Europe, their ETIA program has been postponed until 2026. So to visit most of those countries, you do not need a visa. You must make sure that you have medical insurance. Also, if you think your credit card has it, most of the time you should check, because credit cards are not noted for having great insurance. You can always top up with them, but I would make sure that you have adequate medical insurance. And also, I would urge you to get cancellation insurance. I don't sell medical or cancellation insurance, but I leave that to the experts, and I can recommend people that you can buy through. One of my most recent clients unfortunately lost $25,000 because she did not insure her trip for cancellation. So you can also register with the Canadian government to let them know where you are in an emergency. That's the travel.gc.ca. You can also check and see what shots you may need when traveling to other countries. So you should call the health pharmacy to find out what you need. And also pay attention to cultural do's and don'ts. You will need to fill out an I-95 form if you're going to the States for longer periods than 30 days. And just a reminder that there are pickpockets everywhere, and even with a cut-proof purse, you must make sure that you've got the loops and the fasteners tightened up. So these are trip possibilities and ideas to think about. Because we're now into summer, I'm going to be talking to you more about fall and winter options, because most tours should be now be booking. If you're looking at fall and winter, you should be looking at booking that now. Also, I want to mention the expectations for hotels in Europe and about rail travel. So summers can be hot, and AC is not the same as ours at home. It could be that they have AC, but it is not the same as ours, or they don't have it at all. So you might be prepared for that if you're not in a chain hotel. And when it's cooler temperatures, they don't have the same kind of heating as we do. So prepare to layer up if you're going in maybe off season a little bit. And unless you're in a chain hotel, rooms may be much smaller than what you're used to. Face cloths may not be supplied, depends on the hotels, but group tours will always get you the best hotel for the best area of the central areas of the places that you're visiting. Some may have very small elevators, and some may only have stairs if you're in a boutique hotel. So be prepared to be able to carry your own luggage. So rail travel. Rail travel sounds very glamorous, but you have to be able to carry your luggage. So there's no assistance. The step into the train can be very steep, and then you have to lift your luggage up at the same time. Often you also have to leave it at the front of the carriage because there won't be room right where you're sitting. So rail strikes do occur a lot in Europe, Italy, France, even in Portugal when I was there last. So it can happen at any time. They just decide to strike for a day. Now we're going to talk about trips in Europe. There's many ways to see Italy. I have just chosen one company, Trafalgar. It's the best of Italy. If you've never been to Italy, this is a great overview of the whole entire country of Italy. You'll get top to bottom. You'll be in Venice. You'll go to Lake Como. You'll go to Milan. You'll be in Florence, Pisa, Assisi, Rome, Pompeii, the Isle of Capri. You get a 12 breakfasts and 6 dinners. For a single, it would be $69.92 plus your air, or if you're sharing, it would be $58.92. So not a bad price for a single, and I think people will just have to get used to paying a lot more than they did in the past. So again, highly recommend this, but there is many companies that do Italy, and I just chose one that has a very good overview of Italy. Air Canada Vacations, you can do Treasures of Italy, and this one would be 3 nights in Venice, 3 nights in Florence, 3 nights in Rome, and it will include air from Edmonton, and it's really quite a steal of a deal. $32.79 per person, including air from Edmonton, based on double. So it's a high-speed train from Rome to Florence, Florence to Venice, Venice to Rome. And so you get your 9 nights hotel, 9 breakfast, and a couple of tours included. But other than that, you're on your own. So a lot of people that don't like to follow the traditional tour, this will give you, everything will be done for you, except that you have your days free to choose whatever you want to do on your trip. Gourmet Tuscany is another option. So if you've been to Italy and maybe just want to stay in one place, in October you could do this. It's a small group of 28 people. There's a promo price in July for $32.59 for a single, and a $30.39 in October, or $27.89 for double occupancy. So it's near Florence, and so every day you would go out and do something. It's really about food and wine on this particular tour. Nice, relax. Every day you stay at the same place, so you unpack once, but you're going out daily to do different things. Sicily Food Adventure. So if you're a real foodie, this is a small group tour with Exodus. It's maximum of 18 people. If you don't have someone to share, they will roommate match, or you can get a single room for yourself. If you're sharing, it's $31.10, or if you want your own room, it's $38.20. So still very, very reasonable to go on this one. It's culinary, again, based on their food, wine, and of course touring in the region as well. And this is just in Sicily. It's a great, Exodus is a great walking and cycling company. G Adventures is another small group company that I use a lot for solo travelers. Local living on the Amalfi Coast. It's an active vacation in September. You could share a room and have a roommate. They will do a match there for you. You stay in an agriturismo. You have 7 breakfasts and 6 dinners. And some tours may include hiking and biking. So again, this is a little bit more active, but the scenery is absolutely outstanding, and you get to see a lot in the area. And again, it's a small group, so you get to know the rest of the people there. Maximum of 16 people on this trip. Long stay in Italy. So in October, you could go for 21 nights. You'll get 3 nights in Venice, 7 nights in Tuscany, 7 nights on Ischia Island, which is just on the coast of Italy, and 3 nights in Rome. And this would be $48.99 double plus air. So really great value, and seeing Italy, more of Italy, but on a slower pace, and so you'll get to see a lot more than you would just on a regular tour as well. It'll be a little bit more relaxed way to see it. If you're looking at Ireland, Royal Irish Tours is a great Canadian company that I use often. They have offices in Canada and Ireland, and this one is everything you wanted to see in Ireland in 14 days. Now you can see Ireland in 7 or 8 days. You can see parts of it. There's so many different ways to see it, and many, many different companies that offer it. So you can do fly drive, you can do rail. If you want, you can add on Scotland, you can have castle stays, you can do the British Isles, you can do England and Wales. So many, many options for Ireland. Croatia is very popular. This is Croatia, Slovenia, and the Adriatic coast with Colette. And so if you really want to see this destination in depth, then this would be a trip that I would recommend, because it's 2 and 3 night stays in each location, and not too many group tours do that. So it's very comprehensive. You see Ljubljana, Lake Bled, Opača, Plavice, Split, Diocletian's Palace, Dubrovnik, Zagreb. So really, really great. 12 days, action-packed, lots to see and do, and great pricing as well. So next spring, it's very reasonable in April. In September, you can still go for $58.89, or as a single for $71.99. Another way to see this area, not as much in depth, but you would get a very, very good overview. And this is with air. This is with Exotica. This would be less things included. However, you will see Dubrovnik, Opača, Plavice, Split, Zagreb, and Venice. So you'll get a very good overview, and you won't miss much on this. You'll just have less inclusions. So, and it'll cost you a little less money. So a single would be $66.49, and a double would be $52.99, and that's with air from Edmonton. So you can't beat that. If you want to see Greece, and this particular one will be Athens, Santorini, Paros, and Crete, and in September 9th to the 20th, and this is with air, 12 nights, $35.09 for a double, and $46.89 for a single with air from Edmonton. So again, with Air Canada Vacations, your hotel, your transfers, your breakfast, and maybe one or two activities would be included on this particular trip. When Glenda and her group of ladies went last time, it was a similar trip, but she'd be able to tell you more about how the whole thing works. Very smooth and gives you lots of free time to explore on your own instead of following people around on a tour. If you want something upscale, another way to see the coast of Croatia is obviously by boat, and you would actually see quite a bit more of the islands along the coastline. This is a very high-end trip, obviously on a yacht with Emerald Cruises. This sold out for 2025 very quickly, and this is for next year in July, and it's going for $74.45 double plus air. 7 nights on this luxury yacht. G Adventures also does a small boat cruise along the coastline. They will match a roommate, and I believe there's only about 20 people on that boat. So again, that's another option that I could give you information on if you're interested. If you're looking at France and you want to see the Provence area, Cannes and the Côte d'Azur, you could go for 7 nights, and as a single for the land only, it would be $2,400 and $1,565 for double share. So there's some various dates. I'm not sure how much is left anymore, but it'll give you, they also give you some itineraries to some great, you get to go to Monaco, you get to go to Grasse, you get to go to St. Paul de Vence, which is great, and then Antibes and Nice. So great pricing on this particular trip. Spain long stay. So this is on the Costa del Sol. In October, Spain will still be comfortable. I don't know how warm the ocean might be, but obviously it will still be very, very lovely. It's only 8 kilometers from Malaga. And what's really great about this particular long stay is that there's 2 meals per day, breakfast and supper. So if you only have to scrounge around for lunch, that's pretty darn good, because most long stays will only give you the apartment and no meals at all. There will be a Canadian representative on site. So if you want to book some excursions, you can do that. It's 21 nights and it will be $2,300 per person plus your air. In March, there's a Spain long stay again. This is land only, 22 nights, $16.99 plus air from Edmonton. So remembering that in March, these long stays, it will be cooler. You definitely won't be going in the ocean. I'm not sure about the pools either, but it's a getaway in the winter. Still reasonable temperatures, probably 14, 15 degrees, maybe 12 to 15 degrees. So again, lovely area to be in, and certainly warmer than being in Edmonton that time of year. Price is right as well. And Portugal. Portugal is another long stay destination. Everybody speaks English. Its weather is good year round. You might get some rainy seasons, busy even in November. Friendly people. It's very diverse. So in the bottom of Portugal, it's the beaches, it's culture, party time type of thing. Really, really nice down in the south, and that's where a lot of people go in the winter time. It's very safe and you great value for your dollar. So you can do the long stay in the Algarve, which is in the south. You can do an Algarve combo with exotic, where it's a non-winter option, where I do people that will go also to Lisbon and Porto. You can do a guided tour in low season. You can do a guided tour in high season. You can do a train package. You can do solo-ish with G Adventures, and you can do walking trips. In Portugal, in the north of Portugal, of course, the Camino, you can do the 7 or 8 day walk that takes you to Santiago, or you can also do a river cruise. If you're a golfer, there's golf vacations that are up with unlimited golf for 3 weeks at a time. So lots and lots of different variations for this particular destination. So the long stays, there is one in November, basically October 30th to November 24th. And there's also one March 5th to the 30th. So the one in October is $35.99 with air from Edmonton. That's your apartment and your air. The meals you'll be buying there. This is marketed only to Canadians, and the hotel resort will be taken up with Canadians. And there's a happy hour every night for people to get to know each other. In March, it's $41.99, double from Edmonton. That's your studio, or you can add $300 per person and get a 1-bedroom apartment. This is great for couples and for women travelers. And I've had a number of solo ladies go on this and they really enjoyed it. Other key destinations this year are Japan and South Korea. So Air Canada Vacations does a really good job of this one. This one's with double occupancy only. It's September 2nd to 16th. It's a guided tour for $6,019 per person with air from Edmonton. So this is an exceptional 15-day, 13-night tour. You go to Tokyo, Osaka, Busan, Dago, Seoul, and so you do get some meals included, and so this one actually the tours are included. You can also do a Japan cruise on the Diamond Princess, August 25th to September 4th. So again, on the whole island there, you could see everything that you need to see. You have to unpack once, and it's just a great way to be able to see Japan. The pricing last week was at $38.73 in a balcony. That's in double. So it's on sale at the moment. It starts in Tokyo and ends in Tokyo. So again, you'd be looking at adding your air to this. So it's great pricing on this particular cruise. Soloish Japan. So this is with G Adventure. Soloish tours are only for solo travelers. In other words, it's not only if you're a solo can you go on here. It's not meant for couples or anybody else to come on. There's cooking classes, there's visiting key locations, average of 12 people, maximum of 16, and it's $64.99 plus air and roommate matching. Discover Japan. This is another variation, a roommate matching again. This one covers a different part of Japan, and this is for everyone. So an average of 12, maximum of 15 on this tour. So you can see by the pricing that Japan itself can be very, very expensive. With G Adventures, they will be taking you to all the historical things that you need to see for sure. Things to know about Asia. So it can be very hot and humid. You will require visas for various countries. You may require shots, so you have to plan ahead, and you have to make the most of your trip there. So add on if you've already flown a long distance, and you may never go back, and it's experience like no other. Vietnam and Cambodia exotic tours. This is a land-only tour, minimum of 10, maximum of 20. It's a small group. It's an extensive land tour. 2 nights in Hanoi, 1 night in Ha Long Bay, 2 nights in Hue, Huan, Ho Chi Minh, Phnom Penh, and Siem Reap. So 15 nights based on double occupancy, lots of meals included. So a great, great option for Vietnam and Cambodia. Soloish, this is with G Adventures. Again, it's 21 days. So if you look at the map and you can see how extensive this particular trip is, and it's only for solo travelers, they will match you with a roommate match. So it's $41.69 plus your air, or add the $549 for your own room. A great opportunity to meet solo travelers and really to explore this destination. Southeast Asia, I had one of the ladies that is a client of mine go on this year. So you can go for a full month and see everything in Vietnam and Cambodia, a little bit of like Bangkok and Thailand and Laos as well. So again, this is all land tour. So it's a very intensive 28 days. Many visas are required. Lots of heat and humidity. Average group size is 12, could be up to 16. So again, I can put you in touch with the lady that did this this year if you're interested and want a little bit more information. She absolutely loved this trip. If you want to see Vietnam and Cambodia, um, there's many river cruise companies that do it, and I've done it with Avalon. Today I'm going to feature Ama Waterways, which is a great river cruise company. It's 15 days. Um, so you can get the single rate. This was September to October. Little less expensive still in September, beginning of October, because it's still the end of the rainy season. So it might be more humid than later on. It's hot and humid regardless when you go to this destination. So 15 days, you get 2 nights in Ho Chi Minh in the pre-cruise, 2 nights in Siem Reap in Cambodia, 2 nights in Hanoi, 1 night in Ha Long Bay, 1 night in Hanoi post-cruise, and 7-night cruise. So everything that you need to see, you will see in this grouping, in this river cruise option. And when you stay in the hotels, they are absolutely 5-star. So you are treated so well. The food is outstanding in this destination. So much to see and do. People are just incredible. There is another cruise option with on the Mekong as well. It's only the 7-night cruise, none of the add-ons, and it's in US dollars. So if you're interested, there's no single supplement. There's only 48 people on this boat, and it's 4,500 US to do this, which is still very reasonable when you convert regardless. So excellent way to see it as a solo traveler. But while you're there, I would certainly encourage you to go and see other things in the area for sure. Long stays in Bali. So, Bali, of course, you know, yoga, relaxation, spirituality, but also lovely, lovely beach areas. So much to see there as well. So, the 49 nights, I'm not sure why it's just 49 nights, but roughly 6 weeks, 1-bedroom apartment, 58.95 per person sharing plus air. So you get your hotel, you get a welcome drink, and you get daily breakfast, and you'll get 5 excursions included. And there will be a local representative to help you with any excursions that you want to do. So again, great pricing if you want to get away in the winter. This is a shorter long stay in the winter. It's 20 nights. It's $24.85 per person double or $4,300 single plus air. 20 nights in your accommodation, buffet breakfast, 1 free dinner, and 5 excursions. Again, there's lots of different options to do Bali. There's different resorts. So price points, that sort of thing. I'm trying to give you an overview and an idea of what it might cost if you wanted to go to this destination in the winter. You can also do a Thailand long stay, and this one would be arriving in Bangkok, but the main stay, the 21 nights, would be in Phuket, which is a beautiful uh, beach location, lovely, lovely place, so scenic, and a lovely getaway in the winter. So 24 nights. So you might as well say almost a month away, anytime from January 11th to March 31st. And then, of course, your air pricing will vary on according to the time period that you go. Australia and New Zealand. So now you would be planning, if you're planning on going this next winter in 2026, then you should be doing that now. Norwegian Cruise Line, you could do a cruise. So that's one option. On here you can see the map. There's several stops in New Zealand, and it's a great way actually to see because you're only unpacking once, and next day you're in another new location. Great way to see it. I've seen it by cruise ship, and I thought I saw everything I needed to see, so I didn't miss out on anything. But you can also do land journeys, and of course they're a little bit more involved. And this particular one, I also focused on this because they do a solo cabin inside for a solo traveler, $64.59 plus your air. And if you're in a balcony as a double, it's $72.06 plus your air. So it's a very thorough itinerary of New Zealand. But then this one also stops in Tasmania, Melbourne, Eden, and then ends in Sydney. And if I was then to stay on, I would go on to Cairns as well to make sure that I see the Great Barrier Reef. This one is through Air Canada Vacations, Discover Australia. This one will include your air. So a solo traveler with air from Edmonton, $97.99, 13 nights away, 4 nights in Cairns, 4 nights in Sydney, 4 nights in Melbourne, 1 night in Brisbane. And that includes your domestic flights in between because it's a long distance in between. It's kind of like Canada that way. And if you're a double, it would be $72.99 plus with air, actually. So again, great value. You get to see the key locations here, and you've got your air included, so it's excellent. You've got some inclusions of tours and then some free time on your own. Many, many dates on this one. The highlights of Australia and New Zealand. This is strictly a land tour, and this is with G Adventures, that small group company I mentioned before. Average of 12 up to a maximum of 16. It's 29 days, so it's truly a bucket list. You will see everything that you need to see by land and include all the highlights, and G Adventures does such a wonderful job of all of that. So lots of different things that you'll do. I can't say enough about all the experiences that you'll have with G Adventures, and a whole month of being away, you will certainly have a very, very good picture of Australia and New Zealand. Obviously, it's one coastline of Australia, but if you wanted to, you could also add on and see Uluru as well if you wanted to. Another way would be South Pacific Wonders with Colette. And again, this one is seeing a little bit of New Zealand, flies to Cairns, flies to Sydney, could do Fiji as an add-on. No end to the different mixes and matches that you could possibly do. So again, it depends on what somebody really wants to see. Now, this does not include Melbourne, so if that was on your list, and this probably isn't the trip for you, but there's other trips. Long stays in Australia. So you can do 28 or 56 nights in a 1-bedroom apartment on the Sunshine Coast, or 28 days in the Gold Coast, and the price will range from $3,200 to $5,900 per person, plus your airfare for those time periods. So again, it'll depend which apartment you're in, whether you're on the Gold Coast, on the Sunshine Coast, and how long you're staying there. But those are things that we can talk about if you're thinking about doing something like this. South Africa and Egypt. So at random, Exotica does South Africa, and this is with air. So you will get Victoria Falls, Cape Town, Johannesburg, Kruger National Park, Pretoria. So this is great pricing for this particular trip. It's in October, but there's other dates available. $58.99 for a double and $65.99 for a single from Edmonton. So you can't beat that. Less inclusions in this, but you'll still be able to see the key locations. And then they'll have some optional tours that you can add on and pay for. This is the one that includes just about everything that you need to see. Quite a bit more intensive than the one I just showed you, but it is more expensive. So if you're on a certain budget, the other one is really, really good. This one is good if you've got time and if you really want to do this in an intensive way. Small group up to 19, and they have various dates. This is their #1 selling tour with Colette, and I highly recommend this one. You have 8 wildlife safaris included on this, viewing by 4x4s, the Winelands, Cape Town, Table Mountain. You can, on this particular one, also add Dubai on your way to South Africa. So if that's on your list, it should be one of the tours that you consider. AMA Waterways in Egypt. Now, all of the river cruise lines do Egypt. Today, I'm just talking about AMA Waterways, but there is other ones. There's Avalon, there's Viking, there's Scenic, there's Uniworld. So there's lots out there that offer something similar. AMA Waterways, 3 nights in Cairo, 7 nights round trip Luxor Nile River cruise, and 1 night in Cairo on the way back. In November, it is in a French balcony is $11,865 per person plus air. If you want to save money, you could go in September, just keeping in mind that it's much hotter during that time period. Many, many dates available, different versions and ways and days that you can add or subtract to this as well. This one is a tour option with a 3-night or a 4-night cruise included on this. So not this. This is with Globus Vacations. It does include a small Nile cruise, and it also includes Jordan. So it's a really great value. It's $64.39 per person double, or $8,000 per person single plus your airfare. So the airfare can change. I do have a price on there, but it can change depending on the day that it's booked as well. So lots included on this particular one. Again, your hotel stays, your river cruise, and then there might be some optionals that you could take, like to Abu Simbel, but you also get Jordan on this one, which includes Petra and Wadi Rum. So I think that this is a great value if you want to take it all in at a reasonable price. National Geographic Morocco in depth. This is very popular a destination as well. You get to go out in the desert. It's 14 days. It's very, very reasonable. $32.49 plus air, or $48.18 for a single plus air. Your breakfast, lunches, dinners, very unique experience, small group. And because it's a National Geographic, they actually do a little bit more, and the accommodations are upgraded as well. So I highly recommend this if Morocco was on your list. And of course, they have many, many dates available. Again, National Geographic with G-Adventures, Inca Explorer. So the destinations that G-Adventures is really famous for is Peru, is Africa, is the last one, Morocco. Any National Geographic tour that they do is outstanding. So this is a 15-day average of 10 people, maximum of 16. Different pricing, different dates. But again, you can see that it's very reasonable. Excellent food. Peru is one of the top destinations for food. Unbelievable. And if you are already there and you can afford it, definitely add on the Galapagos. And just gives you some pictures of me with a little baby llama, my picture of Machu Picchu, and a gourmet dish at the top. So cruises with solo cabins. Cunard is Queen Elizabeth, Queen Victoria, Queen Mary will have dedicated solo cabins on their ships. Very, very reasonable pricing, opportunities to connect with other people, coffee meetups, cocktail receptions, group activities, dance classes, quizzes, afternoon high tea, dance host. Excellent, excellent way to travel, and the ships are gorgeous. So if you wanted to do something very different, you could do it on the Queen Elizabeth in Alaska. Very reasonable pricing for the lovely ships that they're on. Another one would be Fashion Week on the Queen Mary, going from New York to Southampton. Now on this particular one, there is no stops. You're going from New York to Southampton in 7 days. And all the activities during this time would be about Fashion Week, and all gala evenings, high tea, ballroom and Latin dancing, dance hosts, theater productions, entertainment. It's a very good time to add on in Europe, because you'll have gotten rid of, in 7 days, you'll have gotten rid of your jet lag. So excellent way to travel, see something a little bit different. If you like dressing up, it's a perfect opportunity to dress up too. But if I would do this, I'd definitely add on something else in Europe at the same time. And Queen Elizabeth in the Caribbean, 12 nights, 29.91 solo plus your air. So you can't beat that. Now, some of these are without liquor package. So there's different pricing. If you're not a drinker and you don't care about Wi-Fi, you can get a pretty reasonable rate. NCL, again, you can go to Europe in September, and a great itinerary. It goes to Rome, Santorini, Athens, Mykonos, Valletta, Messina, Naples, Florence, Cannes, and Rome. So a really great European itinerary. Great pricing for a solo at 41.21 plus your air, and then if you're sharing a balcony at 49.78. Holland America, they offer solo cabins as well. You can get an ocean view cabin. You can do an inside. Different variations again. So different times of the year, different itineraries, but Holland America will offer some solo cabins as well. And there is solo cabins on Celebrity. A lot of times solo cabins will be sold out very, very quickly because, of course, solo people are looking for them. So if you're looking, you should contact me, and then we'll try to find the dates and the itinerary that you want, and that gives you a solo cabin as well. Windstar Cruises, they're these sailing ships, and very, very very unique ports, and 148 to 342 people on these. They offer reduced solo rates. They're in US dollars, but it just gives you an idea. If you're interested in trying a ship like this, I have just glowing reports. I've never been on one. I have glowing reports from anyone that's been on them, and different prices depending on your itinerary. I just left a couple of samples up there for you to see. British Isles, you can go to the British Isles in August. You can go lots of other times as well. This just happened to be one that I happen to have. Inside cabin for a solo was $48.23. So very, very reasonable, plus your airfare. Stops in Ireland, Wales, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Edinburgh, and then back to Southampton. Oceania is a great small ship cruise line, and they're offering Canada pricing at par, small ship cruising, 700 to 1,200 passengers usually. Very unique itineraries. For instance, you can see this one from Cape Town to Singapore, 24 days. So again, this is kind of like a bucket list. Like for people that have traveled a lot, they're always looking for somewhere different to go. So again, this would be one of those ones that I would say, yeah, this be a great one. Go to Cape Town, you go to Mauritius, you go to Thailand, you go to Sri Lanka, you have a stop in Singapore and Kuala Lumpur. So again, very unique if you're looking for something different. But if you're not, there's still lots of other unique itineraries that are very well priced even for solo passengers. Papeete, South Pacific in December. So Bora Bora, Moorea, Rarotonga, Pago Pago, and then ending up in Sydney. Again, wonderful, wonderful different cruise. And this one is from Papeete to Auckland. So it goes Bora Bora, Rarotonga, Pago Pago, Fiji. And this one is offered by them in September. So Papeete to Honolulu. Here you get Papeete, Bora Bora for 2 days, Raroterra, Raragora, Nakuhiva, Kona, Kauai, and ends in Honolulu. So again, even for in a ocean view per person double, $46.99 or $73.99 per person in a balcony plus your air. Again, looking for something unique, this is the way to go. Azamara is another small ship company, port intensive tours, lots of overnights. So this itinerary is very interesting because they go from Quebec, from Montreal, Quebec City, along the St. Lawrence, And then they have 5 stops in Greenland, so very, very unusual, and then ending up in Reykjavik in Iceland. So for solo, $59.69 plus you're in an inside cabin. You get your beer and wine and your great meals, unlimited laundries, and gratuities are included. They also do golf cruises. So again, a great company that does a lot. River cruises. So Viking, Amma Waterways, Avalon, Uniworld, Scenic, Emerald. Beer and wine are always included with lunch and dinner. Wi-Fi, excursion is included in each port. You sail into the center of most European cities. Some ships will have bicycles. Relax ships of 120 to 190. No seasickness. You only unpack once. No lineups to get on and off. Tour director, wellness hosts. Some companies also offer single supplements, so reduced single supplements. So talk to me about those because I can generally find Avalon quite often offers them, Amma Waterways as well. So Rhine, Portugal, Danube, France, Egypt, Mekong. There was a new sale as of today, Castles on the Rhine in October for a single in a balcony, $53.99 plus air. So if you want to see the Rhine, most of the time that's Amsterdam to Budapest. And then the other one is a 14-day cruise from Budapest to Amsterdam. That's the Danube, and that's $89.39 plus air for a single. That is an excellent, excellent price for single travelers. Just You Cruises, they have river cruise cabins to yourself. It would be the window cabins. Again, in September, they have a $57.99 on the Rhine. On the Danube, the 7-night one in August is $59.74 plus air. So again, there is some options for you, different river cruise lines. Riviera River Cruises, Solo France, Food and Wine in Burgundy, the Rhone, and the Provence for solo. So Lyon to Avignon, end of March and into April. $33.49 USD. So again, it's early in the season, might be cool, but if you want to see it, it's still, you're looking at about 5,000 Canadian plus your airfare. So if you really want to see this region and you're going alone, this might be a good option for you. Tulips and Windmill with Viking, March to April of 2026. Those are the best times to see the tulips in bloom. It's 10 days, 8 guided tours, wine and beer, lunch and dinner, and an excursion included in each port. So if you're interested in flowers, gardening, that sort of thing, this is the best time of year to go, March and April, and certainly for next year, it's March and April of 2026. Different cruise lines do this, but I just happened to see the Viking promotion, and it's pretty good with a French balcony for 2 people during that time period. They don't offer any solo rates. The Danube, Amsterdam to Budapest for 15 days. Again, this is with Viking. It's $97.99 plus free air. It's in November, so it's cooler time of year. But if you want to go that complete distance and see all those places, then you just dress a little bit warmer when you're traveling. The most popular itineraries, again, are the Danube, the Regensburg to Budapest, March, April, $41.99 for a French balcony plus your air, or the Rhine, which is Amsterdam to Basel or Basel to Amsterdam. And again, that's pricing from Viking, but the other cruise lines do offer it as well. It was just handier for me to pick up the Viking rates at the moment. So France and Portugal, we talked about, you can do the Bordeaux region, the Rhone region, the Seine region. So 3 different river cruise options in France and the Douro in Portugal. And the Douro was the one that I mentioned does sell out very quickly because there's fewer ships and it's a very small river. So if you're interested in that, they usually sell out a year to 2 years in advance. Christmas markets are still available here and there, different ones on the Rhine. This happens to be Christmas markets on the Rhine, 76.54 in a balcony in this case from Basel to Amsterdam, but there might be some other space on some other dates as well. This is the cabin category. So here you would see the windows, and the other one is the French balcony. And this is a land tour with the Christmas markets, insight tours. Again, a good way, very reasonable actually way to see your Christmas markets. This way it would be on a bus tour. So again, you would dress a little bit warmer for this time of year, but I think it's a very unique and very kind of almost romantic type of visit to go and do this. I've had a number of women go on these different Christmas markets. So it's time to plan wherever your bucket list is, whether it's a long stay or Thailand or Japan or Australia or Europe or Antarctica. And of course, I didn't talk about Antarctica or the Arctic, but there's several different companies that do those unique destinations. So if you're interested in that, then I suggest that you contact me and we can talk further, because it is very expensive and it is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So thank you. Life is short. Take the trip. And I hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you have any questions, of course, please get a hold of me and I'll be glad to answer.